Good evening and welcome to the Vergne Board of Zoning Appeals, June 30th, 2015, regular meeting at 5:30. There's one board member absent, but we still do have a quorum. First business is to approve the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve as submitted?
Make a motion to accept as submitted, Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Minutes are approved. All right, new business. We have an accessory structure variance, side yard location, and a 3-foot variance from side property line requested by James Orand. Property located at 3501 Martins Bend Lane, tax map 032, Group A, parcel 16.00. It's 0.37 acres. It's an R1 low-density residential zoning district. Parcel is owned by James Orand. Ms. Costanzo, staff report, please.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The applicant is Mr. J. Orand. He is the owner of the home at 3501 Martins Woods Lane in the Woods of Martins Bend subdivision. It is zoned R1 low density. He would like to put a garage, a detached garage, at the end of his existing concrete driveway here. It is proposed to be 24 by 34. It will be an 816 square foot accessory structure, which is well under the maximum for accessory structures. Per the HOA, he has to ensure that the garage matches the existing house in color and brickwork detail, which he plans to do. He's here tonight because he would like to apply for 2 variances for this garage for the location of it. The regulations for R1 and accessory structures require that any accessory structure be placed in the rear yard, which would be anything behind this line here. And again, he is proposing to place it right there. As you can see by the regulations, it's got to be in the rear yard and no closer than 10 feet to any of the property lines. Now, this is the current layout that shows where it would need to go per our code. As you can see, it would take up the basically the entire rear yard there and would require a lot more concrete and impervious surface to be added to get the driveway to the garage. So he is asking for a side variance to allow, an accessory structure in the side yard, which is, again, right there. That's where he'd like to place it so that it's at the terminus of the driveway and directly next to his concrete walk that goes to the patio. This is what he proposes it to look like. Again, it will match the existing architecture and the materials. And that's the side view. Now, it's hard to see, but right here it says 7 feet. That's the subject of the second variance, that he is required to be 10 feet off the property line, but based on the existing conditions, as you can see, the driveway takes up basically the right third of his property. The house sits rather far back and is oriented on the left part of his lot. So, according to his contractor, and with the allowance for the concrete, the walkway and the landscaping, he's asking for a 3-foot variance so that he can have 7 feet between the right edge of the garage and his right property line. I've got some other photos that I can show you of the neighborhood. This is the Woods of Martins Bend. That is his street here. That's his home. That sign has been on his property now for probably 3 weeks, and I've gotten 5 phone calls with one person raising a concern. That's the house. That's where it would be, is right there. These are a little bit dark, and so I apologize. But you can see a lot of the other homes have the double garage with the front entrance and the side entrance. There's another one. There's another one. Okay, and Mr. Orand is here to discuss if you have any questions for him. Now again, the section that covers standards for variances allows for variances based on topographical criteria, extremely narrow, shallow, steep, irregularly shaped lots. Now Mr. Orand's lot is fairly rectangular, but again, his house was placed rather far back from the front property line, and he does have rather little rear yard to utilize. And while he could physically squeeze it in the back, it would eliminate the entire backyard, increase the impervious surface greatly, which could potentially cause drainage issues, and it would look rather out of accord with the remainder of the subdivision. So it's the staff's opinion that the granting of the 2 variances for that garage won't be injurious to the harmony of the surrounding neighborhood.
Alrighty. Kristen, what was the concern from the citizen?
The concern was from the neighbor next door who, she had raised a concern about the applicant potentially running a business out of his garage, and I think she thought that this detached structure might be to further such a business. I drove by the house a number of times, never saw any indication of a home business. As you know, we do allow some home businesses here per the regulations, but I did speak to the applicant regarding that, and it appears to be a misunderstanding, but I'm sure Mr. Orend can speak more to that.
All right. Mr. Orend, would you please approach the podium, raise your right hand and be sworn in, please? State your name and address.
James Oran, 3501 Martins Woods Lane, Laverne, Tennessee.
You swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant from the board?
I have one question. On your proposed layout, you mentioned the layout is approved by the HOA.
Yes,
Do you have written approval from them?
I do. It's in email, but I didn't bring it tonight.
Okay.
I have a question for staff. Kyle, this 7 foot, is there a recorded PUD on that side that you know of?
No, not that I know of. There's a copy of the plat that's in there. I think it's too small to read on this, but I was looking at it earlier and I didn't see one. It just showed the setback lines.
Is that a public utility?
Yes.
I have irrigation put in there, so I would expect it would have hit something like that if that was in place.
Well, that's private. I just want to make sure your electrical over there is underground, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, just want to make sure that there's nothing running up that side, now or future, if it was a PUD.
Gotcha.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just that it will match the home exactly. 100% brick, even though that's not required by the HOA. I did contract additional expense to keep the quality high.
I have a couple of questions, Mr. Chairman. Number one is, what is the building, what's it being used for?
Storage for vehicles?
Okay, so you don't intend to operate a business out of it?
Negative.
Okay. Looking at the building from the street, on the right side, the runoff from the building, what would you intend of putting, where would you take the water to run off from the roof?
The runoff from the roof would run to the rear, matching that of the back of the home. And after construction, they will be putting sod in place for any disturbed earth to ensure there's no runoff issues.
And it is 2 floors? You've got a building and a window in the upper easement, is that, or eave, is that 2 floors or just 1 floor?
I'm a little confused on the 1 floor, 2 floor question. It'll have a 12-foot ceiling inside, and it'll have a truss roof. And I don't know if that's considered a 2nd floor or not. Probably be 6 feet tall inside that trussed area.
No, you just got the window up there for aesthetics.
Yeah, exactly, just to match the house.
Okay, so single floor.
Yes.
That's all I had.
Any other questions from the board?
I mean,
All right, at this time, we'll make a motion to approve both of these, the side yard location and a 3-foot variance. We're going to do it as one instead of 2 separate ones. So do I have a motion to approve or approve?
I'll make a
Or
motion
disapprove.
to accept both variances as submitted.
Do we have a second?
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. All right, there's no other business, and everybody have a safe and happy 4th, and stay out of trouble, and meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.